we back. It's Monday.
It's Monday, man.
It's Monday, man.
It's Monday, magnificent
Hey, man, that's some
Monday.
nice shirts you got, boy.
Hey, man.
Look, I see you now.
Hey, you need, you need to get with Creative Depot. I'm telling you, he get it done.
Creative who?
Terrence Smith, man. He get it done.
So he made those?
He made these, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, give Terrence a shout out.
Plug
him.
Yeah, he my man. Y'all need to go to him.
Where they need to find him at?
Hey, you can call him at 601-940-9931. Or you can Facebook him. You can get him. I promise you can get him. I'm going to have the information when we take our break.
So them Polo picket shirts.
That's it. That's
yeah,
right,
I mean, that's a Polo shirt.
Right.
Yeah, that's the style.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's specially designed for DK Pickett Ministry.
That's it.
I like that. That's sharp.
Yeah.
I thought, we friends. I thought you probably would have got me one by now. But you ain't got me. Yeah, wait.
It's coming. I promise you it's coming. It's coming.
Hey, man, listen, it's Monday. The Pick and Polo show is live today from We Believe Digital Podcast Studio. Tonight's show is brought to you by earthblendcoffee.co. Black-owned, roasted right here in Jackson, Mississippi. It's just great coffee. The link is in the Facebook description box. Click on the link and support our sponsor, earthblendcoffee.co. Man, you been traveling?
Been traveling,
Your
man.
son graduated?
Yes, right. That's right.
From West Point?
He graduated. He finished A-Day. He's finished his basic training.
Basic training.
To go into now he's officially a cadet at West Point.
Big deal.
Yes, sir.
I didn't see many of us out there in that audience with you.
It's not many of us there, man.
Oh, that's a big accomplishment.
They made a big push here in the last several years to do that. And actually, the first black superintendent, which would be the same as like a president at a regular college, he's appointed Lieutenant Colonel Williams. He is the first black superintendent at West Point in its 200-year history, almost 200 years.
I know you proud of your son.
Absolutely.
You don't hear many families driving African American boys to military anymore. Well, why you think that? Why is that? With African American boys dying at the rate that they're dying, and with many not having decisions about what to do after college or if they even make it out of high school, why are we not stressing military with all the benefits that military offers? You know,
it's amazing to me, man. There's another kid that's there from Jim Hill High School.
Oh.
He's in his third year.
Wow.
Doing a great job. And
don't say that, because I gave Jim Hill the blues last week. I didn't think they produced anything.
Oh, well, Marzette, they produced him. He's
third
year at West Point. And, man, amazing thing is he got injured while he was there. He had to come home, sit out, and still went back. That showed discipline. No, you don't just go back to that.
Coming from Jackson, Mississippi.
Man. But he has pushed it through.
Want something different. Yeah.
And another young lady from Jackson, her father, man, is a highway patrolman, retired highway patrolman, always with Jackson State. Her name is Lauren. She's there. She's a senior.
At West Point.
She's a graduate.
So we got three African Americans from
the Jackson metro area. Yes, sir.
At West Point. Amazing. That's a big accomplishment.
That's huge.
Shots out to the young people from Jackson who have made that big step. Those three young people deserve some recognition, and big shots out to that. And we should be striving to do more of that. We should be directing our young African American men and women towards military, because it offers so many benefits.
It does.
Especially when you don't know what you want to do. Rather than sit around here, you graduate from high school, you sit around here, you go to Hines or you go to Jackson State, you really don't excel and you really don't do what you're supposed to do. Go to the military, travel, see the world, have the best insurance, the best of everything. Matter of fact, $20,000 signing bonus in some places.
Man, it's big time. And you said something. You said, why? I think it goes to our throwing the baby out with the bathwater.
Oh, we bad about that.
There's no doubt that there's some things that have happened. But, man, military was one of the best things that happened in my life. I went to the military. I actually joined my junior year in high school, came back, finished high school, and then went to the Reserve, National Guard. And it still was one of the best things that ever happened to me, man.
You can't go wrong.
It helped.
You can't go wrong.
Yeah.
I got cousins that retired from the military. Man, I was right there at the door. It passed my ass fat and everything, was ready to go. And I let my mom talk me out of the worst decision I ever made.
Man, I had some friends that happened to, and their mom talked them out of it. And they didn't do nothing, man.
Worst decision
But
I ever
you
made,
turned out.
man.
You did, bro.
Yeah, but I got brothers that's in the military. He did 36 years.
That's what messed you up, man. I'm joking. Be retired at like 56.
Well, listen, man, I've been to Fort Hood, Fort Bliss, Fort Jackson. Every summer I would have to go stay. Wherever he was stationed at, I would have to stay.
Right.
And after that, I was skeptical about joining. Then my cousin, he was a recruiter, and he talked me into it.
Yeah.
And I was ready to go. And my mom, you're gonna be in war and all that. Shit, I'm in war out here.
Every day?
Every day. Every day is a war. Me and an African American conservative is a war in the state of Mississippi.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am in a war. And matter of fact, hey, guess what? There's been a war going on around here.
Ooh, boy, I've been some stuff.
It's been some tree shaking.
Man, it's been serious.
Yeah.
It's been serious.
Marshawn Chrysler, somebody you know real well.
Very well.
A deacon at your church.
That's right. Faithful.
Faithful?
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen. Well, not only is he a deacon at your church, but now you have the interim sheriff.
Interim sheriff, man.
At your church.
That's big.
That's big.
That's big.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's real big.
That's real big.
And a lot of people sleep on Marshawn.
Yeah.
He's got what? Military background.
Military police background.
Military police
Yes,
background.
Yeah,
He ain't no regular.
Yeah.
He matter of fact, he got some FBI training.
Absolutely. He was a battle captain for the 112th Military Police Battalion from 95 to 2008. But he's gone on further from that, man.
And he's got some DEA stuff.
He's done it all, and that was just a part of Marshawn people didn't know, because he ran for council, all that stuff.
Yeah, he wanted to be a politician.
Right, he's
still a politician.
That's right, but he was serious about law enforcement, man.
Wow.
Yeah, has been for a long time.
Yeah, I remember he used to work on the drug unit.
That's right.
Yeah,
you remember that? Whatever, right?
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I know he used to work on the drug unit.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And I knew all the guys that worked on the drug unit: Vic, Nappyhead, Gladney, Preston Carter, Cat Eye. Hey, you know what? Those guys never did give me any problems, though. Yeah. They would always tell me, Polo, go somewhere and sit down, please. Just being honest.
Just go sit down.
Yeah, just go sit down. You know, just get on out the way. And that's what I did. I get out the way. All right. But Marshawn, interim sheriff. All right. That's big.
It is.
All right. And I'm going to tell people why it's big. Number one, because now you got somebody that, and it's big for me and it's big for the county and other reasons, but you got somebody now that I know will deal with the foolishness that we saw displayed today in Hines County Board of Supervisor meeting.
Man, I heard about that.
Upholding the peace. So you had Eric Walls, who, that's another show. I ain't gonna put you under the bus on this one.
Okay.
So you got Eric Walls, Alan White, who I really like, Mr. White. Eric Walls, I need to just do a whole show on him by myself, all right? And him and Crane and the rest. And none of them would do anything with David L. Archie when he disrupt the peace. And that bothered me. Because I'm sitting here watching law enforcement that is supposed to know the law. You're supposed to know the statutes. You're supposed to know the scope in which you can operate. And you have a maniac as a supervisor taking over, holding the county hostage. Literally holding the county hostage by the banging of the gavel, acting a fool, and everybody else with law badges on and guns and tasers sitting there stuck like, I don't know what to do. You are there to uphold the peace. You are there to uphold the law. None of them acted on it. Well, thank God we got Marshawn now.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you,
right,
David Archie won't pull it on him.
Right.
I guarantee, I'm willing to bet anybody here tonight, $1 to 1,000, that if David Archie pulls that stunt in another board meeting while Marshawn is interim sheriff, I guarantee he will be escorted out of there. And if he resists to be escorted, he will be arrested for disrupting the peace.
And what people do not understand is it's against the law. Okay, and it's against law.
Yeah.
You brought that to my attention, and I went and checked on some things, and it's against the law. So now, for a law enforcement officer not to uphold the law causes him to violate his oath.
He's committing a crime.
Right. So, and for me, of course, we deal with stuff differently. It ain't just about David Archie. It's about anybody
it's about knowing the law
right.
and upholding it.
And it's important that we understand that, because
it's important.
Basically what the people that get hurt the worst are the citizens. When we do not handle county, city, state business the way it should be.
You gotta handle the business of the people.
You gotta handle the business.
It ain't personal, Pastor.
Yeah.
It ain't personal.
Yeah.
All I want is people to handle the business of the people. Yeah, hey, listen, I don't give two flutes about David Archie having temper tantrums.
Right.
Long as he's handling the business of the people. When you holding up the business of the people, then you gotta be dealt with. Especially when you're trying to manipulate the law. When you're telling officers that, hey, you don't have a right to say anything up in here. This isn't your jurisdiction. No, you are misinterpreting the law, and you don't know what you're talking about. And so I'm excited. Marshawn's got 2 months and a week or so. And we don't know if he's deciding if he wants to put his name in the hat to run for that sheriff position. We know that Leon Seals is going to try. He was voted down today by the Board of Supervisors. We know that Torrance Mayfield wants to run. We know that Tyree wants to run. And I think maybe 1 or 2 more. So you got Torrance Mayfield, Leon Seals, Tyree. Eric Wall probably would try to throw his name in the hat. I know Mr. White's not running because he doesn't stay in the Hines County. But if you take those 4 people and put them together, you still can't come up with a better candidate than Marshawn. That's just fact.
Yeah.
That's just fact. See, and I like to talk facts.
Right.
Because when you talk about his political presence as a council member, all right, and the sheriff is a political seat.
Position. That's right.
It's a political position.
Right.
And that's why it has failed the last 2 administrations, because you had lawmen that didn't understand the politics of the sheriff's seat. Victor Mason was not a politician. He was a lawman.
Right.
Lee Vance was not a politician. He's a lawman.
Right.
But Marshawn brings a different dynamic.
Right.
You have a lawman that understands politics.
And it has to be done because the sheriff's department, wherever it is a political position, and it's important in our county because you're dealing with the Jackson metro area.
Most people
somebody that can work across lines, across aisles, across race, across everything to bring together something that makes all of us safe.
There you go.
It ain't about, but it's about making this place a safe place.
And when you have people, because I looked at some of the comments, people said, this and that. That's because you don't understand politics. Your city looks the way it looks because the citizens don't understand politics. They don't understand strategically placing people in position to get what you need done. Right. It's sad to be a constituent of any county ward or any county ward or our state area where you are misrepresented by an individual that has been elected. Think about that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough day at the office.
All right. Well, listen, man, we're about to get ready to go to station ID break, and we'll be back. We got another hot segment. You're locked into the Pick and the Polo show right here in the We Believe Digital Podcast studio. Tonight's show is brought to you by earthblendcoffee.co. Black-owned, roasted right here in Jackson, Mississippi. It's just great coffee. The link is in the Facebook description box. Click on the link. Support our sponsor, earthblendcoffee.co. Pastor, listen, man. It's gonna get hot when we come back after this break.
Yeah, we just eased in.
Yeah, that was just a little something.
Now we're gonna come on with it.
Yeah, we gotta come on with it. We'll be right back after this ID break.
Have you had your Earthblend coffee today? At Earthblend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earthblend Coffee.
To order, visit earthblendcoffee.co now.
All right, man, you locked into the Pick and the Polo show. That's right, my guy has been on the road traveling. He's back. I'm back. Man, I was not here Thursday or Friday. I ain't have it.
You need a break, man.
I didn't have it in me.
You need a break.
I had to call Jink, the producer, and say, Jink, I just ain't got it.
Man,
I just didn't have it, man. I'm telling you, man.
I caught a flight this morning. I changed my whole flight pattern to get back to make sure I was on this show with you tonight.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. Guess what? We got some more stuff to talk about. But we were talking about Marshawn at the break.
Yeah.
And how this is the one time I'm proud of that 3-2 because Credell, Bobcat, and McGowan did the right thing. Mm-hmm. They went outside the box, got a good person that can handle the reins of that department, knows the ins and outs, and can kind of facilitate it up until about November. Mm-hmm. Now, this is the kicker. Will he run in November? We don't know.
We don't know yet. We don't know what he's going to do, whether he put his name in the hat. But I know this. We can't afford one day without tough law enforcement going on every day. We don't have time for people that got to figure this out.
Right.
We got every day. Just and what
and the county is huge.
Oh man, it's huge. It's a big
Hines County is a big county.
Because at the end of the day, Jackson is in Hines County.
It's in Hines County.
So that whole working relationship to come in, man, I remember used to be a time, you probably remember because you was a bad guy, you was tough. I wasn't real tough. When them county boys showed up, jokes started acting.
It was some get right.
Yeah,
it was some get right.
Yeah. So
it was some get right.
We got to reestablish some strength around here. I believe we can put this together and some great can happen, man.
Yeah. Well, I would be interested to see what he would do in November. These next 2 months will really tell what type of person. It's not a lot of time to really show your hand, right, but it's enough time to give persons a teaser.
That's right.
Of what could possibly be. And I think we need that in the county. I think he could come in the next couple of months, 60-something days, and give a real teaser. You can do a lot in 60 days.
Yeah, I like that.
I mean, you're the most powerful lawman in the county. And you've been given the authority to operate. And in 60 days, you could do something.
Man, a plan just to put the jail together, man. Getting that jail, getting some things.
Getting the contraband out of it.
Man, that stuff is serious.
Yeah, well, you want to get the contraband out, you got to get Crane out of there.
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know Crane either.
You wouldn't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know Crane.
They don't call you with the T.
No.
They only call you to pray. They call me for the T and the pray.
And the pray, both of them. Huh?
Yeah, but it ain't the pray that you be doing.
Right.
See, they call me to pray up on something.
Oh, Lord, Jesus. I don't know Crane.
When it's time to come down your road, they call me. I need you to go get them, Polo.
Well, you been doing that.
But anyway, so we'll see what happens in November. With Marshawn, if he decides to throw his name in the hat, I would be willing to. I'm probably willing to see it. I mean, if it's sealed Torrance and Walls and whoever else. Tyree. I'm just saying. I would probably just I had to go with Marshawn.
Yeah.
It's just a smart choice.
Yeah.
It's just a smart choice. The politics lined up with law enforcement. He knows how to maneuver through the political valley that goes along with being the sheriff.
Yeah.
And that's what you need.
That's
what Mac Millen did.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't know that.
Yeah.
Mac was a politician. He wasn't a sheriff.
He was a politician.
He just had the sheriff title.
Right.
He was a pure politician.
Right.
You hear me?
And he put the right people in place to run the other stuff, but he was a politician.
He held on even in the black emergence of black voters. Mac still stayed in power.
Because guess why?
Because he was a politician.
He knew how to do it.
He knew how to do it.
Right.
All right. And I worked on Tyrone's campaign. It was myself and others that helped Tyrone unseat Mac Millen.
Right.
And Tyrone will attest to this, that we had a game plan for getting Mac out of there, and we worked that plan. And now we wouldn't put that same plan.
Tyrone has announced that he's not going to run.
No, he's not. I think Tyrone is doing good as a consultant, and he's. I mean, I don't know a lot of people know, and I'm gonna get Tyrone in here to talk about that. He's very successful with Airbnbs. Mm-hmm. He's probably one of the most successful African American men in this city with Airbnbs.
Wow.
Yeah, he's in the top 3 producers like in the state of Mississippi, probably.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So he ain't got time for this.
He ain't got time. It don't make sense to be a sheriff.
Right.
You just buy some more properties and be Airbnb.
Oh my.
You know what I'm saying?
I got it.
And that's a hell of a transition for somebody who started off in law enforcement.
Right.
And it shows you the power of real estate.
Right.
All right? And I'm just saying, and we gonna have some seminars about that.
Well, man, I'll tell you something that's blessed me, and I'll say this, and I know we got to move forward. But the one thing that always happened for me, man, from 20-something years ago, the late Lee Vance, Tyrone, and Victor Mason, we would be down at the game on the sidelines, and when them guys treated me the same when they ain't had about 100 members.
Yeah.
They never was different, man. Lee Vance was never different.
Yeah.
And they just never, I mean, he was just a real dude, man. And praying for his family, all that stuff. And Tyrone, people talked about Tyrone, became sheriff. But Tyrone, he broke a glass ceiling for us.
He did. He became the first African American sheriff in Harris County.
I told Mr. Garrett this years ago. I said, man, the problem is, and I've been knowing Mac all my life. I knew Mac all my life out there where I live. You know where I live.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to me, and you might jump me on this one, but it's amazing to me how we'll give Caucasian leaders, bosses, politicians, they get chance after chance after chance after chance, and we elected Tyrone one term. Tyrone didn't really do anything any different than some of the things that Mac Millen did. I'm not saying Tyrone was perfect. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying we should take any, because we ain't got time to jump on this.
No.
I don't think we should take incompetence any kind of way or things not being done right. But I think turning some around, man, and working something and building something the first time, all the dynamics with that, it takes time. And I think it got to be accountability, but I think we got to work in concert together to bring about change.
Well, let me tell you what I think the problem is, Pastor Pick. I think the problem is that when we as black people elect people, there is no expectation level other than you're black.
Okay.
I think you're going to do something for me.
Right.
Okay? So other than you're black and you're supposed to do something for me is the only expectation that the black voter usually has. The black voter doesn't come to the table with an agenda that they give their elected official and say, these are some of the things we want to accomplish as a community, because the black community doesn't have a community. We don't come together for those type of things, all right?
Right.
And so then when the years start matriculating and we don't see anything being done, then what we never thought was an expectation becomes an expectation.
Right.
Well, I expected you to do. Well, you didn't say that. You see what I'm saying? And so now there becomes this resentment then hell, I ain't gonna give you another chance.
Right.
I'm not gonna give you another shot because I expected, but I didn't verbally tell you. I didn't get with my homeowners. No organizations. That's the difference between Caucasians.
Yeah.
So the Caucasians and the other people, Mac would go to them, and the ones that didn't know how to talk, Mac would say, "Well, what do you want?"
Right.
All right. We don't get that. Okay, so we don't get it from the black constituents, nor do we get it from the black elected officials saying, "Well, what do you want?" And so then black people become delusional, you know, in what? Well, I thought I elected a black person. I thought I was gonna get better representation,
right?
And they don't get it because they never expected it. They expected it mentally, but verbally they never put anything on paper. They never came on writing. They never gave a goalpost for that representative to work for. And so then when they don't get anything, they become disoriented. They become confused, and they vote you out.
Right. Well, here's the challenge. I think we got to change that narrative across the board if we're going to make a difference in our community. And I know viewers are listening and people are watching. That's important. Whatever street you live on, it's so important that groups of people come together. And we come together and put that together, I'm telling you, we can make a difference.
Yeah, we need small groups. And we've been advocating for this on this platform since 2016. We need captains in communities.
Yeah.
And this is part of the things that we want to do with our platform now, me and you and the mayor and others. We want to develop in these communities captains, people that can relate the nature of the community, what's going on, what are the needs of the community, and that information needs to come back to that round table discussion. And then we have our meetings, and then we go meet with those constituents. I mean, we go meet with those elected people, rather it's in this ward, rather it's that Ward 5. Well, we need to meet with Ward 5 council member, and we need to meet with the sheriff, and we need to meet with the chief of police, and we need to meet with the pastors of Ward 5 and say, well, this is what we got out of our intel, our gathering. These are some of the issues that face Ward 5. How can we collectively come together as pastors, as preachers, as law enforcement, as teachers, as lay people, as neighbors, and work on these issues? This is the problem that I have with African American people. They're not willing to do that.
Right.
And so we don't have a plan for revising our African American communities like Caucasian people do. We don't have a plan for putting African American people in a position to give us the best that they can give us as elected officials, as Caucasian people do. We just seem to kind of move about, and I know you're going to say that's not all African American people, but it's the percentage of African American people that are elected, these people, that's allowing that to happen.
Yeah. So, but I think that's where leadership comes in. I think leadership requires that we help to organize that within communities. People can know, but don't have that little push they need to really go do it. So we got to help that, because if it's not, the bottom line is not happening, right? We agree. Yeah. It's not happening. Yeah. All right, now, I'm telling you that's what needs to be done, okay? Now, that means somebody has to take the bull by the horns and go start that, right? So what I'm saying is we got to provide the impetus. We got to provide some push, some spur into enough peoples and get what Dr. Perkins calls a critical mass of people within communities represented. That don't mean everybody's represented yet, but we get a start, and now you begin to see things begin to happen. Garbage is picked up on the streets. Roads are fixed in places where people organize and put it down. More police present where they got that list, like you said, they've gone to the right people. And that can happen, right? So it requires a push.
Yeah. I think me, from my perspective, I think when we talk about getting this push and getting people, because we had this campaign on the platform, we said, organize, energize, mobilize.
Yeah.
Right? You got to organize people.
Right.
Right? That means first you got to get them together. Right? Then you got to energize them. Now, you're a pastor.
Mm-hmm.
You preach every Sunday.
Right.
Couple of times
Right.
a day on Sunday.
Right.
It ain't easy energizing people.
Oh, no.
I mean, people won't change, but they don't want to work for it.
They got.
Huh?
Yeah.
You know, it's 10.1 million jobs available in the United States.
10.1 million.
And do you know people are around here talking about, I don't want to go to work? So can you imagine trying to energize people
That don't want to do it.
that don't want to do it? Listen though, but they won't change. And not only do they won't change, they will complain about the change that ain't taking place. But they want you to do all the work.
Man.
And that's why, you know, I'm reading a book now by Martin Luther King called The Power of Love. And man, you got to love what you're doing when you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'll kill you. Hey man, tonight's show is brought to you by earthblendcoffee.co, black owned, roasted right here in Jackson, Mississippi. It's just great coffee. The link is in the Facebook description box. Click on the link, support our sponsor, earthblendcoffee.co. Hey, we're gonna be right back after this station ID break. We're gonna talk about Keisha Sanders, manager for constituent services of the city of Jackson. She's gone bye-bye. And we'll talk about it for a little bit. We'll be right back.
Have you had your Earthblend coffee today? At Earthblend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earthblend Coffee.
To order, visit earthblendcoffee.co now.
All right, man. We're back right here in the We Believe Digital Podcast Studio. It's the Pick and the Polo Show, the most thought-provoking show on the web as well as on the radio. That's right, the radio.
Wow.
When we on the radio?
We on the radio Wednesdays.
Wednesdays at what time?
Wednesdays at 10:30 to 12 o'clock. They're trying to get us an extra
They trying to give us a whole extra 30 minutes.
WMPR.
On WMP.
Man, 100,000 watts.
100,000 watts. And we be streaming live right here, We Believe, at the same time.
At the same time.
But we doing big stuff around here.
We getting it, man. We working.
And we working
We
on
gotta
some
love
more
it,
stuff.
too. We love
and you gotta love it.
Yeah, man.
You gotta love it. You gotta love
Man,
it.
it's
Keep it up.
one of our man, they wrote in here, Charlotte McCruder said, I literally mowed the park myself just so my kids could play. I don't know her, but I just saw it on
Somebody commented that. They mowed the park
They
where?
mowed the park. She didn't say where she mowed it at, but she mowed the park somewhere.
Oh, well,
So
the
her kids
calling
can
line.
play.
The calling line is open.
Yeah.
1-800-492-5186.
You probably know these. I don't know.
Hey man, that's so many people call me. I don't know who they are. And let me say this, because a lot of people call, and they call the number that's posted, and I'm gonna have to get another number.
Yeah.
Because that number is literally for like landscaping or construction, and people be calling and they be saying and I be so lost.
Right.
Cause you been with me.
Yeah, man.
I got 3 phones, man.
3 of them.
And they ring all
the
day
time,
long.
non-stop.
Don't they, man?
They non-stop.
Non-stop, don't they?
Talking on one somebody, that's crazy. It is absolutely crazy.
I'm telling you, man, and it's crazy, man. But we love the fact that people trust us like that.
Yeah.
They trust us like that.
Yeah.
But listen, so last week, I revealed to this audience and to the city that we had discovered some discrepancy in the city of Jackson's Office of Constituent Services, which was ran by Keisha Sanders. Now, I'm not going to throw you under the bus or anything with this. I'm privileged to where I get my information from, okay? Right. But we knew, we did a thorough investigation ourselves. We did our own inside investigation, found out this information was true. We made that information public. We see that someone from the city, I guess, took us up on that information and did their own search and saw even some more things. And on Friday, she was let loose. Now, she is a long-standing figure in city government through 4 administrations.
Wow.
But now she's gone, and it just goes to show the level of accountability that this platform has. And that's why I'm glad you're my friend, because now we even got more accountability.
Yeah.
All right. But I want to say this, and you can weigh in any kind of way you want. I don't think people understand the magnitude of when you have that type of stuff going on and how crucial that is to city government. All right, I am extremely proud of this mayoral administration, whoever took part to taking us up on that and handling that, because that was hemorrhaging. That was hemorrhaging at the state. I'm just saying.
Well, let me say this. Of course, I don't know the full legalities of everything.
Yeah.
I know a person in our country is innocent to proven guilty.
Innocent to proven
So
guilty.
I don't know all the legalities of that, but I do know this. There were things last year when the mayor and I got together and began to talk, and something inside of me said we gotta try to get some continuity, right? Mm-hmm. And so people would come to me with stuff that the mayor didn't do or did do or something happened. Mm-hmm. And some of the stuff I was like, he can't know about that.
Yeah.
But a lot of times people assume
that he knows.
He don't
know everything.
But this is a big man. This is millions of dollars. There's a lot that moves and shakes, right?
That's right.
And government.
A lot of crucial pieces.
A lot of crucial pieces. So my experience with Keisha was during the water crisis. That's where I know her from. But this deal, whatever it all is, man, it just completely blew me away.
Well, I say this. She comes off as a very sweet,
very
intelligent individual.
Right.
All right? So you would never expect this type of discrepancy based on just her personality. But what I'm saying is this, and this is what I've always said. Character is what you are when nobody's looking. When nobody is looking, that's your true character, okay? Right. So, and I say this all the time. My grandma always made fun of me because I would always come home and I know this is going to throw a rock, but I got to say this because this is funny.
Right.
And it plays in. I had a fantasy growing up with fair-skinned women.
Right.
My mom is fair-skinned, my grandma is fair-skinned,
right.
But my grandma on my dad's side is black as this wall right here.
Right.
And so my grandma would always tease me because of prom pictures and stuff. The women were fair-skinned.
Right.
And so as time got older, she began to tell me, I know you like those fair yellow girls. She's like, well, this is what I want you to do. Go check their dish rags and, certain things you need to look at in a woman's house. And so I went over this girl's house. She beautiful, red bone, man. I was, crazy about. And I went over there. She had a dirty dish rag. Over with. From there, it was over with. Grandma's word was like solid. So what I'm saying is perception.
Right.
Keisha looks like she got it all together. But behind the scene, there was some more stuff going on. She was like that fair-skinned girl. I was like,
right.
She looked the part, but hey, she had a dirty dish rag over there.
Right.
And that dirty dish rag was that she was allegedly misappropriating some funding that had been sent down through another agency. And so, it was a big move for the city to have, and they haven't still went public with it. I guess they didn't want nobody to know, because to my understanding it was hard to do because she's been there so long. And I get that, but guess what else is hard to do? It's hard to run a city when you got people stealing from you.
Oh, it's impossible. It's impossible to run a company when you got people stealing from you.
Now, believe that one.
It's impossible to run a trucking company when people selling gas.
Yeah, when people
selling
I'm just saying.
I get it. Believe me.
So you know, people always say, well, I can't believe this happened. I can't believe. Man, listen, it's hard to do a lot of things, but it's even harder when you got somebody hitting you from the back and stripping profit from you, or what possibly could have been used for other constituents throughout the city.
And I think it's something that people need to understand too. When you deal with stuff, dealing with stuff, and you got to deal with stuff. Conflict is a part of life. Issues are a part of life. You want what's best for every person, right? Mm-hmm. That's what our commitment is to humanity, right? However, nobody is above what's best for the whole.
Break that down again, because I don't think people get that.
Well, nobody
That's
can
important.
be above, whether it's me, whether it's you, whether it's others. Nobody is above what's best for the whole. We got to look out for the whole.
You got to say that slow, because we experiencing that right now. We experience that in our own little personal coming together, our collabo. People don't get it.
Right.
People, they don't understand why all of a sudden I'm willing to stand with you and the mayor. I'm willing to stand with the mayor.
Right.
It's about what's best for the whole.
Right. Because
what's best for the whole.
We're not getting what we want separate.
No.
So why not try it another way?
I'm just saying. Go ahead, Carly. You on there?
Yeah, I'm the one that mowed the park over there. It was Jane Park. And my kids had wanted to play there, and I drove by a couple of weeks, and nothing just got taller. And they just kept begging me, and I love my kids, so I just went over there and mowed around like where the swings and so they could play.
So you mowed a park in Jackson yourself?
Yeah, so my kids could play.
Oh my God! What year was this?
Wow.
2018. No, let's see, 2018. I lived on Galvez, off Capitol there, and my kids went to Lake Elementary. They started kindergarten over there. And the little park, Jane Park, the closest one to us, it was always tall grass. There was people sleeping in it, and it was, when I mowed it, I found syringes. I found condoms. I found trash bags with nasty things in them. And, when I went to visit a friend on the north side, the parks over there were bad. My heart, when I was here for that 6 months in Jackson, my heart just broke, because when I would talk to people about why is this going on, people would just shrug their shoulders. And I just can't believe that, like, I guess is what you're saying, they don't come together, And I would love to have just done something about just the parks at that particular time.
Yeah.
I have been in third world countries. I just came back from a mission from Ecuador, and the parks over there are cleaner.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
so what do you think? What do you think needs to be done in Jackson? You were here for 6 months. You saw a lot of things that you said broke your heart. What do you think should be done here in Jackson? What would you like to see done?
Oh goodness, I don't have enough time.
I mean, just give me something off the top of your head that you think would really make a big impact in turning Jackson around.
Oh, turn it around? I don't have enough time. That would have to do with what you're dealing with in the city council and getting people in there that really want to work and get the right contracts and know what they're doing when they sign the contract.
Now you talk.
Education.
Yeah.
I mean, goodness, I would like to do something, but I don't even live in Jackson now. I'm here this week because I'm working here, but I moved out because, I can't raise my kids right there if I don't have to. And
so you were you were afforded the opportunity to move. In other words, you wanted to be here, but the living conditions weren't safe for you and your children, and you happened to have the finances to move, and you did that. And guess what? That's a lot of stories. That's a lot of stories. There's a lot of people that finally get the money where they can say, you know what? I don't have to be there. I got to get out of here because the quality of life is not conducive for me. And I get it. Thanks for calling, Carla. Yeah, and you know, I feel her pain.
Yeah.
I feel her pain. Yeah, I mean, you got a citizen, a woman, it sounds like Caucasian lady, that mowed a park in the city of Jackson. Now, I'm going to say this, and I know a lot of y'all finna get mad about it. One of them will mow a park quicker than one of us will.
Yeah.
Why? Here it is, a Caucasian woman mowed a park in the city of Jackson where her children could play, and it's all type of African-American men and boys around there that won't even keep their own park clean. Amazing. Amazing.
Well, the first answer people say, well, I pay taxes for that. It's the city's job. But you know what? If we're going to take the community back, it's going to be taken back by that type of thinking. It's going to be taken back by people that say, you know what? I'm going to do the part that I can do, and then we come together.
Let me ask you, I didn't mean to cut you off, but something just hit me. If I don't ask you now, forget it because we're coming up on break. Would you let an African-American boy sit in your house, sleep in your house, eat your food, use your lights, that don't cut grass, don't pick up trash, don't put out trash, don't do none of that?
Can't stay there.
Huh?
Can't do it.
You got a lot of women that letting it happen.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Can't do it.
Hey, man, you're locked into the hottest show on the web as well as on the radio. It is the Pick and the Polo Show. Tonight's show is brought to you by earthblendcoffee.co. Black-owned, roasted right here in Jackson, Mississippi. It's just great coffee. The link is in the Facebook description box. Click on the link and support our sponsor, earthblendcoffee.co. Hey, man, also, tag, if you're watching us on social media, tag 5 people and put us in 5 groups. Share with 5 groups. We'll be right back after this station ID break.
Have you had your Earthblend coffee today? At Earthblend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earthblend Coffee.
To order, visit earthblendcoffee.co now.
All right, man. Welcome back right here to the Pick and the Polo Show on the We Believe Digital Podcast. And, hey, we are broadcasting live on Facebook. We're broadcasting live on several social media platforms, also in 149 countries, as well as Roku TV. Pastor, you got something coming up.
Man,
Tell the people about it.
August 22nd at 5 o'clock p.m., man, I'm having a gathering of men and boys.
August the 22nd.
August 22nd, next Sunday evening, 5 o'clock p.m. at 5708 Old Ken Road. Nothing but men and boys.
Anybody invited.
Everybody's invited.
Fathers and sons.
Fathers and sons.
Need to be there.
Nephew, whoever. We need them to be there, man, because we making a call, man. And we making a call that we finna charge. Man, I was listening to this yesterday. It messed me up.
That's the charge. That means it's time to go.
You gotta go get it. You gotta take the hill.
Time to go, baby.
We gotta take the hill, man.
We gotta take it.
And I believe us taking the hill starts with what men and boys will do.
So all fathers,
everyone,
sons, come out.
And
it's all about us on that day. Now I'm not gonna be there.
Right, you're gonna be gone.
I'm gonna be gone.
You need a break. You need a break.
Gone.
You need a break.
Whoo, you gonna have this thing next week by yourself. Get Marshawn to come on with you next week.
I'm gonna get him on next week. Yeah,
get Marshawn. I will be gone Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and I come back into the country on Wednesday, and I leave right back out on Thursday, and I'll be gone Thursday and Friday. I won't return until Monday next week.
You didn't put that. You didn't put in for them days. Hold on, we gotta talk about that. You didn't put in all them days.
Yeah, I'm finna be out of here, y'all, and I'm gonna detach.
You gonna detach?
Yeah. No social media. No. I'm not gonna be on nothing. So if y'all don't see me, it's gonna be because I'm gone. I'm not gonna be on no platform. I'm not posting. I'm not tweeting. I'm not posting no pictures. I got a rule. Yeah, we have made a rule. We've made plans. Both of us are putting our phones down. It's just us.
Man.
Yeah.
That's big right there.
Yeah, that's big.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to be a different guy when I get back.
I know you don't have the other phone just so we can talk to you. Nah.
I ain't get you in no trouble while you was gone. And you ain't going to get me in no trouble while I was gone. Because that's already been discussed. They has already told me. She already said, well, I hope Pastor and the mayor know you going to be out of town. Yeah. I said, they are informed.
But that's good, man. You need a break. You gotta unplug.
So y'all will have Pastor and Marshawn and Sock from the 21st on up until about the 20th. Now, if you want to come over and do my show for me, that's a lot on you, though.
Man, that's a whole lot on me.
Gene's going to have to run some reruns.
He's going to have to run some reruns.
Yeah, because I ain't doing nothing.
Nothing. You can't do nothing.
No, when I leave here Saturday, my phone is on straight emergency mode for now. If it's an emergency, I got the right answer. But if it's you or the kids or something, now you can't call me jolly, jaw janking and all that time about what y'all doing.
Oh no, I'm gonna let you get a break, man.
No, man.
We all need a break sometime.
And we both have agreed that pictures cannot be posted until we return. So this thing gonna be real special for us, man. Yeah, we go detach and detox and we go a lot of stuff.
Right. That sounds like fun. You need that.
Yeah, and you know what? It's big because I believe that part of when you in leadership position, you got to make sure, man, that you being refueled. You got to make sure that and the stuff that we got going on right now, you can't. This ain't nothing to play with, brother. Our vision can't be cloggy. You know what I'm saying? No. Where we're trying to move the city, where we're trying to move the county, the swinging of the pendulum, the turning of the dial, the meetings, the people that we're interacting with, you have to be sure that this is what you've been called and commissioned and committed to do.
You better know.
All right?
You better know.
Yeah, because we got some issues.
Some real issues.
Yeah.
And the good news is they're solvable issues.
Yeah.
There's something that can be done. Every problem that we see, there's something that can be done about it.
You know what? I said this the other day, and we gonna have fun. We got 8 minutes. Okay. I want to have some fun. We can help somebody.
Yeah.
Tonight. I said this the other day. I was sitting out working on my trailer, and my insurance lady had told me I needed to give her everything that I got, in my trailer. So I was out there cleaning out. And God spoke to me. He said, listen, people are calling folks and telling folks, and I know you get a lot of this, and pray for me, Pastor, pray this, or do this and that. And I get that. But God says, listen, I've already given folks the answer for whatever it is they're dealing with.
Right. You
ain't got to be asking nobody else to do anything for you. I've learned this, and I don't know if you go agree or disagree. The miracle for any believer is the ability to believe what it is they've read. See, if you have a Bible and you don't really believe what it is that you read, then the problem only exists because of your non-belief.
Because your lack of belief.
Whew. Man, God revealed that to me, Pastor. I I ain't been the same, man. You hear me?
I'm telling you, it's deep.
I ain't been the same, Pastor. That's some metaphysics, psychological. Do you know how many people miss blessings because of psychological ignorance, according to the word?
Right. Because
miss a blessing. And I didn't mean to turn this into this, but I think this is important.
But it's important.
Because I want our people to be blessed, man.
Because it comes down to the promises of God. So when people don't believe the promises of God, or yea and amen, that God really promised.
Yeah.
Right? And so now you're crying out for something that God has already promised.
That he's already promised.
You know, but it does boil down to our belief. Psalm 91:10 said, if you say the Lord is my refuge, and you make the Most High your dwelling, no harm will overtake you, no disaster will come near you, for he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. But notice it begins with if you say it.
If you.
In other words, if you believe it.
Okay, so it's a psychoanalysis here. You know how many people hear the word of God, hear the gospel, hear the Quran, hear whatever they believe in to work for them. But what I'm saying is this. There are thousands of people, some in your church, Pastor, that miss out because they cannot think or process what the command is saying. That's a command. If you. That's an action verb.
If you say.
If you say.
But this is what I've been saying this for many, many years, man. And let's just say believers. Let's say believers that say, I really believe Jesus Christ died on the cross, rose again for my sins. I believe that, and I'm saved. I don't know nothing harder than dead. If I believe that God raised Jesus from the dead, I believe that. So your cancer ain't harder than dead.
Well, let me ask you this. Is that enough?
I'm not saying it's enough. I'm saying the Bible says if you will confess with your mouth. So I'm moved past salvation. I'm saying salvation is there, but now I got to walk in this. And if I got enough faith to believe that my confessing Jesus as Lord of my life is enough to save me, why can't I believe him for a new job? Why can't I believe him for a healing in my body? Why can't I believe him for whatever I need?
Well, let me ask you this then, because I've always had a problem with this.
Yeah.
And maybe you can help me with it. Can a believer that says they believe, because now they can believe something and they might not believe the other. They might believe just what you said. They might believe in the Jesus and the cross, but they might not believe in the promises of God. Okay, let me ask you this: can that believer be okay? And I'm gonna explain this why I say this when I say it. Can that believer be okay in poverty? And the reason I say that, I see a lot of people that say they believe but suffer in poverty. And the Bible and the Jesus that you talk about, that I read about, it authorized poverty.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that?
A lack of discipleship. It's I don't know. It's like a person that knows how to crank the car, put the car in gear, but don't know how to navigate obstacles. Don't know how to use what they have and what's been given to them and use all the power, right? I know enough to get from here to there, but the Lord trying to take you here, right? He trying to take you higher.
And I'm glad you said that.
But it takes discipleship. It takes training. It takes development. Let this mind be in you that was also in Christ. Our minds have to be renewed.
That's what I was trying to get you to.
Do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Be metamorphosized by the renewing. The only way that real change is my mind got to be renewed. But so what happens is
you can't preach that though. People ain't want. I mean, you should preach it.
Yeah.
But people, I see so many people, man, that I believe this, I believe that, I believe that. But man, then you sit there and you see them struggle in the very answers. And that's what I said the other day, that the promises of God are just like mathematics. To every mathematical problem, there's a what? There's an answer. There's a solution. So to every human problem, there's a solution.
There's a promise.
God has already given you a solution. He's giving you an answer. The only reason your problem exists is because you don't know the answer. But it's so easy. It's so easy, and I found this, and I locked into this, and it's been my walk since I've made it home this time. That you got to understand that success, failure, poverty, bad health, whatever it is, it all starts right here.
Amen.
It all starts right here, Pastor.
Yeah.
And until we can change that in our people, and that's why I believe, and I'm not saying you're not doing it, and that's why I believe, because today I was looking right here at 5 points. If you turn on Bailey at 5 points, I counted. Right there, you got New Ebenezer, then you got the other church right there on the other side, see? Then you got another church right there. Then you got 5 churches in 2 blocks. Serious. I mean, like, literally. Mm-hmm. How can 5 churches be in a 2-block area of an African-American community, and the African-American people in that community are downridden, downtrodden? Right down the street from all those churches is poverty and despair. And then I go right across the road, and you only see 1 or 2 churches right over there by Eastover. And the streets are clean, the houses are nice, everything is different. Are they serving a different God than we serve? I'm just saying, we got 30 seconds.
Not serving a different God, man. There's a lot of work to be done. A lot of togetherness has to happen. I'm one of those type of people, man. I look in the mirror first, and I think about, what more and what do we need to do to make life better for the least of these brothers of mine. Well, and that's what I've dedicated my life to. Them. Like Martin Luther King said, I chose that.
Well, we out of here, though, Pastor. Hey, man, thanks for joining in. See y'all back next week. We out.
Peace.
Have you had your Earth Blend coffee today? At Earth Blend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in 1 cup with Earth Blend Coffee.
To order, visit earthblendcoffee.co now.